Good morning on this chilly November morning in 2025 as the year is coming to a close. And we got a great special guest here today, as we always do. His name is Paul Schalda, and he has just released a great new debut full album. He's had singles, blah, 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 before that, but then he's worked with many, many people. We'll talk about that, and let's admit him right now. And
Hello.
hi, good morning. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm alive. I'm here.
That's what's matter as long as we're vertical,
You
we
know,
keep moving along. That's all that matters. What is it? 90% of showing up.
I'm here, man. Shit. How you
Yeah.
doing?
Good, good. You've been keeping busy these days with a
Yeah, a little this, a little that, man.
yeah, it's very, very good. It's good to keep busy and
Yeah.
constantly creating as you've been doing this year.
I try. I try. Where are you based out of, man?
I am in Atlanta, Georgia.
Nice. I love Atlanta.
Yeah, yeah, the whole world passes through this city.
It's such a beautiful city, man. I dig that shit.
Yeah, a lot of things going on here. Good music
Yeah.
scene,
Yeah.
great stuff. Yeah, good people
Yeah.
have come out of here. Everybody from REM to all this hip hop stuff that's been going on down here.
Yes. Yes. I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, and you're over in Texas or somewhere
I
else?
am. I am in
Great.
Texas. I'm in North Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, it could get a little cold up there too. People think, oh, in the South it's always sizzling, and it's yeah. Sometimes when we get into these winter times, as they've seen in Texas,
Yeah. I was pretty happy because I was worried that maybe my daughters wouldn't be able to like catch the snow situation that we had in New York City. I mean, it's definitely not the snow situation you get in New York City, but the last 3 years we've got a tiny bit of snow every winter. And so they got to like go outside and, play in the snow. And that was something that I was very happy
yeah.
about that we get out here that I didn't think they got often, but the last 3 years we've got it. So that's nice.
Yeah, yeah, it's a freak thing. We're not
It
used to
is.
it so much here in the South. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, so and
Oof.
so we're transplants, right? It's like,
Yeah. You got snow in Cleveland, yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
I used
Oh,
to
yeah.
shovel that stuff. Gave me a bad
Yeah.
back as a kid. I used to, that was the chore was to shovel that crap.
Yep, yep. Make a couple bucks, man. Go to the neighbor's house, man. See if they'll hook you up. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, good growing up there. Great music scene there as well, and having the
Uh,
Hall of Fame there. It's really cool. I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame opening back in '95, and that was like a
nice.
8 hour show. I was on the field at the old Cleveland Stadium,
Oh,
and
that's cool, man.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's
good
cool.
acts. Never
Yeah.
forget seeing Johnny Cash up there with John Mellencamp. I was like, this is like surreal.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
John Mellencamp, man. Hell yeah.
he's huge
Jesus.
there. He's
Little pink
huge.
houses. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
grew up
Hell
on that stuff. Yeah.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Which is inspiring. A lot of stuff has inspired you. There's a whole bunch of inspiration on this new release lately, which is out everywhere where you get those CDs and
Yeah, you get
streaming and
those
all that.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff there. You've
Thanks,
like
man.
melded it there and it's just yeah, you could tell that there's just a lot of influence there and great cast of characters on this release.
Yeah, thank you, man. I was lucky to bring in some real fan, man, like just people that I really connect with outside of music and stuff like that. And it was really, really, really a special thing for me. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and growing up in Staten Island,
Yes, sir.
what inspired you over there? It's I'm sure there was plenty of
What
was it during the
inspires you in Staten Island? Man, the pizza, the
yeah
bagels.
yeah nothing
Nah,
like
it
it
was
nothing
it
like
was
it.
it was chill, man. Growing up, man, there's just so many kids on the block, man, every single day running around with just your neighborhood and your people and family and real connection. And just so much that everyone was kind of, I guess when my folks moved there, it was kind of new, it was building up. Kind of like the way that where I am in North Texas, where it was there's not many. There were, it's just starting to build up as far up as I am at the time. But in Staten, when they first moved there in '80, it was brand new houses and just the same. It was just the same group of people. It was a bunch of people from Brooklyn trying to get a little bit of space, buying a house for $55,000, brand new, and just trying to raise their kids out there. And so my whole neighborhood was just the same situation. It was just a bunch of, younger parents with younger kids, and it wasn't really built up at the time. And it was just trying to do this thing of living in New York City and trying to give the best that you can give to your children, um, in a city that is, really populated and at the time still expensive for those folk. And so it was great, man. I mean, our scene growing up, our scene was, I started in this hardcore scene that like melded with New York City and New Jersey and Long Island. We had this really, really nice little thing going on. Um, and then, as you get older, you could hop on the train and hop on the ferry over to New York City and kind of, you know, get that experience of just what New York City is. And it's so populated and there's so much happening that the energies are, you find your people, as many people are out there, you connect with your people. And then it didn't really matter that it was Staten Island. I know we didn't really get a lot of love from the rest of the city, from
Yeah,
Brooklyn,
yeah, it
like
gets bad
it's
there.
kind of like, that's
Yeah.
fucking Staten Island, like that shit ain't cool. And I get that,
Yeah.
there's some people, but Staten Island wasn't as conservative as many think, especially before 9/11. 9/11 really switched,
Yeah.
switched things over where people just became really fucking strange.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll do
Rightfully,
that too.
I guess, yeah, a lot of firefighters and
Yeah.
cops were from Staten Island who passed in that situation, and then they just became fucking
Yeah.
angry and really conservative. And so, but before then, people were voting for fucking Bill Clinton. And I mean, I think Gore won the vote
Wow.
in Staten Island at the time. Before, yeah, that was before 9/11. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's a weird place. But the pizza's fucking great.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Pizza's great.
I haven't gone out there. I've only, Manhattan, Brooklyn or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah, no
that's
one,
like,
no
yeah,
one goes. No one goes. You
nobody.
hop on, you hop on the ferry, you check out the Statue of
Yeah.
Liberty, and then you just get right back on the ferry back to New York City,
Wow.
back to Manhattan. Yeah, it's a thing.
How did you get into music on Staten Island? What got you going there? Did you get like start forming bands through the
Y-
80s and beyond?
Yeah, it was my older brother William. He was playing in bands, and he asked me to start singing with him. He was starting a band, and he's like, "Hey man, come sing with us." And this was in 93, 92, 93.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, sure, yeah, that sounds like fun. Cool, man. Thanks for inviting me. And and that's really how it started. Like he just kind of introduced me. I had an older brother who introduced me to people in the scene. You know what I mean? That were older than me, that were just like kind of doing the thing. And it was a cool scene, man. Like I said, it was a really cool hardcore indie scene where everything was about vinyl and DIY. It was great. Like a lot of the soul stuff that comes out now, it kind of correlates. You know what I mean? Like they are kind of the same. Where it was very much about vinyl and keeping it in that situation. So.
Yeah. What attracted you to soul of all things? Here you are in the early
And I
90s.
just, yeah, though at that time I was straight like, Minor Threat, like
Yeah.
straight hardcore, Bad Brains, I mean, there's a ton of hardcore bands I could reel off at you.
Yeah.
That inspired me. I think I think how eventually I got into soul from that was that like the hardcore stuff, like it was like they weren't like vocally they weren't hitting
Yeah.
hitting
Yeah.
hitting notes that that
Yeah. Yeah.
like Sam Cooke or Otis were hitting, but there was soul, there was like real meaning, there was a heart behind all of that. And so I think that's how I connected eventually with just soul music and just in general. I mean, yeah, like that's kind of I think that's kind of how that happened.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until late, like my pop listened to all that stuff, my mom listened to all that stuff, but
Yeah.
when I started with music, it was more like what I connected with was like hardcore, like passionate, that whole thing, like I guess anti
Yeah.
establishment kind of stuff,
Yeah, that could rub off on you, especially the residual effects of all that punk stuff. And it hit in
Yeah.
Cleveland. I remember it hit in New York, obviously really huge.
Yep.
And yeah, once Sid Vicious had visited Atlanta, I believe, was depicted in the film Sid and Nancy, which
Yeah. Yeah.
had
Nice.
its time. Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very interesting. So how did you get involved with Charles Bradley and that how that all took up
So,
there?
so that's just part of the Staten Island crew, man. Tommy Brannick is an Islander, man, and we kind of connected again through like my brother and that whole scene. He was a youngin, and they brought him in to like kind of play with him. They were doing like it was before the Budos with the Budos band. They were like just kind of an instrumental thing, and they were hanging and they brought in Tommy, and he was just part of the fam. And then he started doing the thing with Charles and Sharon, and we were working on a record aside, like my own record, aside from what he was doing with Charles. And he was like, "Man, why don't you come in and sing some stuff? I got a song I want you and your father and your brother to sing with on the new Charles record." And and from there he was like, "Oh, well, you're on the record, why don't you go and tour with them, you know what I mean, why don't you go hit the road?"
Cool.
And I was like, "Hell yeah, sure, yeah, that sounds wonderful." I was like, that at the time I was working as a paralegal at a company in Long Island City
Yeah.
on Northern Boulevard, and I was gonna go study for the bar exam. I was gonna go try and do the lawyer thing, like my father. My father's a lawyer,
Wow.
And I was like, fuck it, I'm done with the music stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not really making it. It doesn't pay so
Yeah.
well, and the hours are tough. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And then he offered this gig with Charles because we had sang on the record, and I'm like, all right, yeah, you know what? I could come back to the lawyer thing. Like this opportunity
Yeah. Yeah.
doesn't really come
Take it
along
when you get it.
often. Yeah. And so I jumped on, and it was a tremendous experience, man, being that close to that human being. Just one of the greatest souls ever. Um
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Great legendary soul singer,
A
Charles
wonderful
Bradley.
human being. Yeah, wonderful
Yeah.
human being. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen. Listen.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. You mentioned Sharon Jones, who was Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, we did the Daptone Soul review, man, and she was just I mean, just the sweetest, like just such just a yeah, another wonderful soul that Daptone found, you know, found,
yeah.
you know, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, lately is out, getting some traction there as well.
Yeah,
Great
it's in the world.
collection of tunes there. Yeah, and
Thank you.
uh, produced by Robert Ellis and
Yes.
promoted through a Dallas Mavericks connection there too. Skin
Yeah.
Wade. How's that
Yeah.
connection with Skin Wade getting you guys
He's
out there?
wonderful, man. So when I moved out here 8 years ago, uh I before I had moved out here, I was a fan of the Mavericks. I'm a big NBA guy.
Oh, cool.
And so I was following them after like the finals in 2006. I just didn't feel like that finals was was correct in the way it was officiated and stuff like that. It just bothered me. So I ended up jumping on their side because of the way that went down. And I followed them. And then eventually I moved out here. And um, when I was looking to do music out in Dallas, I brought my record over to a spot called Josie Records, and I dropped off my record. And I said, "Man, if you could give this to some people out in town, you know what I mean? I don't know anybody out here, man. Like, I'm looking to find some people that maybe I could play some music with." And so they're like, "Yeah, sure." And a couple days later, I got an email from Skin, and I was like, "Oh man, this." He's like, "Ah, I got your record from Josie. This guy Will Brooks. I love your stuff. Let's link up." And I was like, "Man, I can't. I think this is the guy who does the commentating for the maps that I've been watching for the past couple of years on
Yeah.
TV and shit like
Wow.
that." And so we just became really, really close. Like he is truly my family out here in Texas. And so when I decided I wanted to do a record out in Texas and I wanted to keep it here, I wanted to really do something here. You know what I mean? Obviously, I went to him, and he's got his label, Skylark Soul Company, and he really put together a crew and gave me all the necessary things that I needed to bring in my people from New York and just make this thing really special. But do it here, you know what I mean, in Texas. So yeah, and I had not met Robert Ellis before then. Everyone had told me, anyone I had met out here was like, "Man, you need to meet Robert. Like, you guys will really you'll hit it off. You'll get along." And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And he's got young kids, and I have young kids, and it just it's hard to make that happen. And so, but when it happened, I was like, "Man, he's a great human being, man, and a hell of a musician, man." Yeah.
Yeah, so Dallas has the music scene. I mean, most people who I'm speaking with, it's New York, Chicago, LA. Nashville's been the big thing lately. But
Sure.
what made you go to Dallas from New
Well,
York?
oh man, I went to Dallas for a job, man. I
Yeah.
so when once I had my first daughter, I knew once I had kids, I was going to stop being on the road. So I had told
Yeah.
Charles, like, "Listen, I'm going to have a kid, and I can't be gone 10 months out of the year. Like, I just can't do that. That's not
Yeah.
something I want to do. Personally, I don't want to do that. So a job opened up out here. Actually, going back to that job that I had in Long Island City, that paralegal job, like in the same company, something moved out like over here, and they offered it. Um, and I was like, "All right, yeah, it has health benefits." And we were worried, we were worried about it. Just moving to Texas from New York, what you hear, it's very conservative, and that's not who we are, and so we were concerned, but it's been mellow. It's been mellow. Like some things that have happened recently, obviously, but that's throughout the country.
Yeah.
So, but it's pleasant. I do like it. I really do. There's things that you can find in any city that you don't like. But the people are very sweet, and so yeah, so it's good for my kids, so I'm here. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what made me move to Texas. My kids. I wouldn't be in Texas without my kids. I'd be in New
Yeah.
York City. Yeah.
And harder in New York City, obviously very expensive. They just had their change in you're gonna have a new mayor coming in over
Yeah,
there.
I know. That's
That's a big
fantastic.
thing.
Pretty
But he's
excited.
he's hitting all those things
Right.
about like,
Damn excited.
affordability. I mean,
I know.
it's
I
hard.
know. That's exciting. I have to say, I try not to delve into that world right
Yeah.
now. But yeah, I am excited about that situation.
Yeah, I don't blame the people, I knew it was gonna happen because it's just like, come on, is somebody gonna do something about this? I don't know how much you can get done. I mean, we
Right.
kind of have to keep it real.
Right.
There's red
Let's
tape
see.
anywhere.
But give him a shot. Let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see. Let's see what he can get done. Shit. I mean,
Completely understandable.
yeah, yeah. I mean, fingers crossed that people get behind, helping other people out. That would
Yeah.
be wonderful.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. not
Yeah.
just for the top like 0.05% who
Don't
could really.
yeah, I don't get who votes for that situation. I don't get it. I don't, but that's okay.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
obviously Texas way different, the whole Dallas metro area. It's just definitely more livable. You got good schools or whatnot. So it's like, yeah, it's totally understandable why people would go there to live like they have here in the Atlanta metro area. It's
Yeah.
just, definitely more affordable. And
Yeah.
yeah, once you start having the kids, you start looking at that, and before you know it, it's college time for them. And
Yeah. Jeez. It goes
yeah,
fast.
it
Yeah.
was
And the
really,
winters aren't so bad, man. Winters aren't so
yeah.
bad. It's not like you're shoveling tons of snow. It's just a little bit and then it goes away.
Yeah, not too bad, but pretty hot summers. So this past one wasn't too bad, so I
This one
can't
wasn't so
complain.
bad. Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't so bad.
it
Not so
could be
bad. This
worse. They could be.
yeah.
I've been through some that were basically almost droughts. We're like, oh my gosh, are we gonna run out of water here? It was so bad.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
happen. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So recording in Dallas, you blended New York and Texas talent right there. How
hmm
did that come about? Putting together is there a good studio scene there, or do you have a home
There are
setup?
great studios out here, man. There are really great studios out here, man. Niles is one that we did the recording at, but there are really good studio. I've been lucky enough to go to a couple. And yeah, I there are definitely some and great musicians, man. Great musicians. It it's so spread out that the scene, like the people in Fort Worth don't like, don't really get down with the people in down. Or at least this is what I've come to understand. Maybe I'm off, but this is how I feel about it. Is that the
Hmm.
people in Fort Worth don't really get down with the people in Dallas. People in Dallas don't really get down with the people in Denton. But those three little areas to me are the same. Are the same. I guess from an outsider, it's like, man, if you just melded your three scenes, like this would be a great fucking scene.
Yeah.
But there's so
Yeah,
much
but
space in between them. Like it's 40, 50 miles away. Like, and I guess after, it took me a minute to realize it, and really come to it. But, you know, in New York City, I was from Staten Island, but I connected with the people in Brooklyn and Long Island City and Queens and even though it took like 2 hours to get to those people or to those scenes or whatever because of just the traffic and everything, it was still a 20-mile radius. Here it's like, it takes you 40 minutes to go to, from Fort Worth to Dallas or something like that, but it's 40 miles. And that energy, like it's hard to it's hard to meld that energy in those scenes because it's the space in between. It's not the time it takes to get there. And for me, it was always like, oh man, but you're only 40 minutes away. Like you guys should link up, and this should be this tremendous city. But it's like it's 40 minutes because it's 40 miles. Like for me,
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like New York City was just everything was an hour and a half to fucking get to, whether you were 10 miles away or 2 miles away, depending on traffic. It just was like and life, So it
Hmm.
was just it's a different scene, but it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah, and this new album, how long did that take to get together? You got a great amount of people in this album that some from New York, like Victor Axelrod
Yeah.
on keyboards, which is so prominent on so many of these tracks.
Yeah, he's such a he's fan man. I mean, um yeah, that was just like being able to call up some folk and bring it. Like I knew when I wanted to do the record here, I wanted to bring in certain people. I knew for sure I wanted to have Kevin and Becky Howard from Texas. They're fam. They've been playing with me forever, and they're just really dear to me. And so I wanted them to be a part of it. And when I was thinking of New York folk, we were going down the list, and I'd mentioned to Skin, the guys in the Frighteners, and because we had just done a record, the Shalda record out in L.A. in Pasadena with Tommy, and I'm like, man, I could ask him, and Skin's just a big fan of the Frighteners and stuff like that, as am I, but when I mentioned him, he's like, "Yo, if you can get them, that would be amazing." I was like, "I could ask." I was like, "I don't know if what their schedule's like, but obviously I could ask, and I'd love to have them." We really connected when we recorded the Shalada record out in L.A. And so yeah, they came into town, and then Victor was an easy ask from there, and the same with Adrian. You know what I mean? Adrian, just bringing him in to help out. Like we had started working when I first moved to Texas. Skin introduced me to Adrian, and we connected. So yeah,
Yeah.
it all just was like trying to just meld those two worlds together. You know what I mean? And I plan on doing that going forward. I really hope I could do that and bring in new people and whatnot, and just kind of just have them meet. I mean, it was really really a nice experience to have them all, like when we first got in the studio that first day, to be like, oh hey Robert, this is Rich and Preet, this is Kevin and Beck, and it was just like just to do that thing and then spend 5 days in the studio recording a record, like just
Wow.
yeah.
So the
Uh,
actual recording is 5 days,
yeah, like the
pretty
the
much.
record itself was 5 days of just straight, like as soon as we met, we just got at it. Like it
Making
was
it.
just like, let's do this. Yeah, it's really really something,
You're not
man.
doing the Steely Dan thing where it's taken 2 years.
No, no, I don't, man. If I could do a record, so I got lucky enough to meet this Levon Helm, man. I recorded at
Oh,
his
wow.
studio at his barn many, many, many years ago, and I remember talking with him, man. He came by and we were smoking some shit and chatting, and I was helping him bring in some groceries from the car, and he's like, man, Paul, man, if you could write a record every year, you write a record every year. Like that's the way it should be. And I that stuck with me. I was like, man, I would love to write a record every year. Like that would just be great. You know, and so I'm trying to get into. I've got what? I've got like another month and a half. I got to get in the studio within the next month and a half
Oh,
and do
wow.
this. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And in addition to this, you had a separate single out before this, Joey. Is it just thematically so different? You just kept that as a separate single, not including it on this album?
I'm trying. I That was something that wasn't planned. I would I would like to. The goal is to put all of it on one record, like to make it all the same. That's kind of why I stopped doing all these other projects that I do, and I just wanted to keep it under my name. Is because I don't think there should be any certain one genre or sound for a record per se for me. But yeah, we ended up just putting that on a 45 with "Let Me Be." Um, but if it, I wouldn't care if they were on the record themselves either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a matter of mixing it in the same way.
Yeah,
But
just
no,
the timing of it. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. It was just something that we wanted to keep the record to 10 songs and kind of just have two different separate situations. But I don't like I don't want there to be a specific sound or whatnot that I'm like kind of pigeonholed into. Like I do want to branch and do as much as possible.
Yeah. Adrian also shares vocals on anything for your love track. Adrian
Yeah,
is
Adrian
just,
wrote that. He co-wrote that with me, man. He's tremendous, man. Like he wrote all that music stuff, man. He's
yeah. It's got a
brilliant.
cool, tempo change halfway through. Adrian Casada also was in the Black Pumas.
Yeah, yeah, Black Pumas,
Oh,
man. Yeah, and does his own stuff now. He's got two great records, solo records out, man. Like he's just a really, really good human being. You know what I mean? Like just a really, really good human being. Yeah.
I like that the chorus is starting off in "Can You See Yourself with Me?" Very, very funky. Kind of reminds me, one of those very few songs that, where the chorus, like "Let's Dance," is just like is refrained at the beginning. It can be very
Yeah.
Bowie-esque in that sense too, as well. It's just
Ah, thanks.
very funky. I mean, Nile Rodgers was
Mm-hmm.
the one who had pointed that out. I was like, yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, "Let's dance, it just goes
Yeah.
right into that chorus.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's super it's a little anthem kind of thing where the lyrics don't really matter. It's just more about the
Yeah.
feeling. Yeah,
Oh, totally the feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally. Very deep with your title track as well. I mean, obviously it centers around that and just some really interesting, very deep lyrics there as well. How does that come to you as far as like writing?
Uh, it just happens, It just like I don't know. I don't know. Like it just is something you're like, I have to do this right now. And then you just pick up a guitar and you start writing it, and then the words come with it. But it's not something you think about beforehand. At least I don't. I don't.
Yeah. Some people just beat themselves up over lyrics, and I think that's what just takes them so long to really just come up with the album's worth of material, get in there and record. And it's always just really tough for some artists. Others just don't overthink it, and they could just put out something every single year. You could see the big legacy artists like that. Some are just like
You
out all the
try.
time.
Yeah, you try like, you know, mix the two. Yeah.
How does the order of these tracks come together when you're doing something like this? Is it something like Robert Ellis comes in and says, I listened to this. This is the order I like. Do you guys come to an agreement? Is it more of a
Like
democracy?
the
Yeah,
record sequence.
sequencing your album.
This was more I guess it was community. It was between me and Skin, really. And Skin had an idea of like, all right, this is how I see the arc of the record, and we agreed on a bunch of it. Um, and for me, I there was maybe like one or two songs that I was like, oh, maybe this should be first or this should be second, or before this or that. But really, he had put that together. Skin had put that together for the most part. You know what I mean? Like Alarmist being the first song. Yeah, sure, I got that. Lately, most of the A side I understood. Opening the B side, I definitely I understood. Um, yeah, it kind of it made sense after recording everything. It wasn't too difficult. It wasn't like a push pull or much of a battle to figure it out. Once we had all the tracks recorded, you know what I mean? Like it just kind of it made sense. So yeah, yeah,
Get a little bit more experimental on here. You got strings. One track sounds like maybe that's a sitar,
yeah, yeah.
George
Robert's
Harris.
playing a little sitar. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Kind
yeah.
of,
Fun.
brings me back to George Harrison and something like that. Was the first person that really like, made me aware of that instrument.
Mess with it. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, there's great stuff in that studio, and Robert is a hell of a producer, man. Like he's a hell of a producer, man, and just a tremendous ear, and sonically, he heard the demos and he understood, what was needed for each and every song, and just the connection with him and Rich and Preet and Kevin and Becky. Like it was really, really, really nice. It was something very, very special. Yeah, it really was.
Are
Yeah,
you into,
we'll be working
yeah.
together again. Yeah.
Good, very good. No, it's
Yeah.
it's a great crew and blending that kind of talent together and amazing drumming on some of these tracks
Yeah,
too.
that's Rich, man. He's brilliant, man. He's brilliant. He really is. The whole crew is I lucked out, man.
Yeah.
And it was a yeah, it was a great experience, man. It really was. Yeah, that's on record now. That's just crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you get this, and you could just throw it on wax, and it's there forever. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about doing videos? Like, obviously, like
Thank
Joey,
you.
I mean, you got your actors in that, which is great. I mean, they're fantastic. I mean, it's funny, you could be in a video, not have any dialogue, but it looks like, these people have acting chops. It's
Yeah,
interesting how those are done.
I don't like doing videos. I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean, I
like,
don't
if
like
you're a
being on
musician.
camera. Man, that's weird. I won't watch this. I don't know what
Yeah.
else.
I don't even watch
Like,
myself. I mean, I do the
I
editing
don't
and
like
stuff.
it. It's not cool, man.
That's just
It's
like Billy Joel, who
it's
always has said
weird.
that too. Yeah, one of your New York
Oh yeah.
musicians there
Did
too
you
as well.
watch his documentary thing?
Oh yeah, yeah, the whole
I have
thing.
not seen it, but my parents swear by it. They're like, this is
Oh,
wonderful. My folks, man, they loved it. I was like, all right, okay, I gotta check it out. All right.
yeah. I'm a TV producer, video editor, as my day job, and I just totally appreciate something like
Oh,
that. So
okay.
seeing that on
Okay.
HBO in a two-parter like that really covers a lot of ground. It's just there's so much history, and it's like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Brilliant job. But he's always said Billy's always been like he always hated music videos. He even though he's had some really great ones,
Did he?
but he hated being on
Man,
camera.
what was the big one, man? He was a mechanic. He
And
was a
an Uptown
mechanic.
Girl. Yeah,
Stop.
they
That was, yeah, yeah, yeah. He was a fucking mechanic, man. Really, Joel. Mechanic. Man, my grandfather was a mechanic. Shit. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
That's great.
I don't think that station's even around. It probably hasn't been there for decades. But I remember when that came out, and like, yeah,
Yeah.
they do great music videos. Like, I hate them, hate them.
Yeah, that's not fun, man. I could see why he didn't like him, but he was good enough. Like from what I
Yeah,
remember in the '80s. Shit.
yeah.
Convinced me.
He did great. Did
Yeah, he did
great.
great. He did great. Did great. Yeah.
Wow. And you as well with this new release. It's just getting out there. And are you doing much live work? Obviously, with your family and everything. You want to
I'm
keep it as
trying. I'm trying.
yeah.
I'm trying to do it as much as I can. I have a show coming up on Saturday in Fort Worth with a great band called Midlake. At a wonderful venue called Tulips out here, man. Super, really, really nice spot. With a great band. That's going to be a lot of fun. I've got some other smaller shows coming up. I'm gonna try and play as much as I possibly can, as my time allows me to. I've also got some family band to Schalda stuff coming up, so that's taking up a little bit of time. But I'm gonna do my best to get out there, man. As best I can without like breaking the bank and shit. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
gotta keep my
Yeah.
job and shit. So like, I'm gonna do it as best as I can for
It's all a
sure. I love doing
balancing.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a balancing act in this world, if you want to be an artist and then getting it out there and marketing and all that, that's a whole other dimension to it. It's like, it's where
Yeah.
you hire the people to do it to get your word out there, get you on all the platforms.
Even at that, it's like, who the fuck cares, man? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like nobody cares. Like there's too much shit. There's so much shit. Like it's fine. It's fine. That's not why you do it. I
Yeah.
mean, in all honesty, that's not why you do it. And I don't believe I'm the only one who feels that way because otherwise there wouldn't be all of this music out there in the world. Like we do it because we love it. Like it feels really good to fucking do it. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
like that's it. That's it. That's the win. That's the goal. That's success. Like
Yeah.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's all you
Yeah.
could do. That's all
That's
you could
it.
do.
That's it, man. It's truly one of the greatest feelings ever is to like make music with people and that's it. Like no matter who hears it, where it goes, what happens with it, doing it is it. Is it.
Yeah. That's the point. That's the
Yep.
point.
That's the fucking point, man. That's the point.
Well, thanks for stopping by.
I
Been really
appreciate
fun.
you doing this really
Yeah.
and just taking your time out to talk to a little person like myself. I really do appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I want to be as supportive as I can. I've been doing this podcast for over 5 years now and have a great variety of people who've shown up here. And I just want to get the word out and just whatever I could do to help find new artists and new sounds. And there's just so much out there. I know there's a lot to sift through. So
Yeah,
whatever part I could do here, I really enjoy doing it.
I really appreciate it, man. I really do, man. And just chatting with you, man. It was really really nice.
Have a good one. Take care and best wishes.
You too, man. Be well.
Cheers.